Okay, so you share this really interesting stack of sources with us, and they all seem to point to this one thing. The modern world, well, it often feels like it's perpetually dialed up to 11, right?
Exactly, that constant hum of pressure, deadlines, demands.
Yeah, it's something we all know. But what if that pressure, that stress, wasn't just something you had to, endure? What if you could actually thrive under it?
That's the core question, isn't it?
So our mission for this deep dive is really to unpack what that looks like. We want to explore what true resilience actually means, how it shapes, well, both your personal well-being and your professional success, and crucially, how you, listening right now, can actively cultivate it.
And we've got a great range of material to draw on.
We really do. Everything from cutting-edge academic research, public health stuff, to really practical productivity guides and some compelling real-world case studies, too.
Yeah, and I think it's important right at the start to frame resilience properly. It's not just about bouncing back after something tough.
Right. That feels a bit simplistic.
It is. Our sources paint a much richer picture. It's more like a profound capacity to adapt, to grow, and to actually emerge stronger from challenges.
Stronger. Okay. So not just back to baseline, but better.
Exactly. And this isn't some fixed trait you're just, born with. The research is really clear on this.
Okay.
It's a skill, something you can intentionally develop. You can refine it, really at any stage of your life. It's about leveraging your mind, your emotions, your actions.
To come out better prepared for whatever's next.
Precisely.
Okay, so let's start by confronting a reality that really jumped out from the sources. It's pretty stark.
Yeah, the statistic about U.S. workers.
A staggering 83% report suffering from work-related stress every single day.
Every day, it's pervasive.
And that kind of chronic stress, it isn't just a bad feeling, is it? It actively undermines performance.
Absolutely. We see decreased productivity, lower quality work, often.
Communication breakdowns.
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
Big time. Frustrating breakdowns and just a real drain on motivation. It hits everything from, your daily tasks right down to your physical capacity sometimes.
But what's often overlooked, you're saying, is that pressure. It's not just bad.
Well, it certainly can cause anxiety and overwhelm, no doubt, but it also holds this potential to be a powerful catalyst.
A catalyst? How so?
When it's managed effectively, that exact same pressure can actually bring out our best qualities. It pushes us to adapt, to innovate in ways we might not have otherwise.
The really interesting reframe. But okay, for someone who's genuinely deep in the weeds, feeling that stress, how do they actually find that catalyst? Is it just changing how you think, or there's something more concrete?
It absolutely starts with perspective, and we'll definitely dig into that. But the core idea here, the real differentiator, is resilience.
Okay.
It's about recovering quickly from setbacks, yes, but maybe more powerfully, it's about actively using those difficult experiences
Just fuel.
as opportunities for genuine growth or improvement. It's that mental shift from feeling totally overwhelmed to seeing, okay, what can I learn here?
Right. And what's the cost if we don't cultivate this?
Yeah.
The sources actually put numbers on it, didn't they? It's not just a soft issue.
And not at all. It's a hard financial hit. In the UK, poor mental health linked to low resilience costs employers something like $45 billion annually.
Wow. $45 billion.
And globally, we're looking at maybe a $1 trillion loss in productivity each year. It's staggering.
That's incredible.
But the contrast is also really stark. Individuals with high resilience, they're about 50% less likely to experience burnout.
50%.
And for organizations, the ROI is clear. You see increased productivity, much higher employee engagement, and crucially in today's world, greater adaptability to change.
Those numbers are just, well, they speak for themselves.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, given the clear financial incentive, what's the biggest hurdle? Why aren't all organizations investing heavily in this?
That's a great question. I think often it's a focus on maybe quick fixes or placing the burden only on the individual.
Like, here's a yoga class, now be resilient.
Exactly. When the systemic issues work overload, job insecurity are much bigger. But beyond that, our sources point to something really compelling, a multiplier effect with resilient leaders.
A multiplier effect. Tell me more.
Yeah, the data shows that people who report directly to highly resilient managers, they display 2.7 times the resilience of people working under low resilience managers.
2.7 times. That's huge. It cascades down.
It's a powerful cascade, and it translates directly into higher team performance, more agility, more innovation within those teams. Resilient professionals are even shown to be about 20% more creative in their teamwork.
Okay, so the problem with pressure is clear. The benefits of resilience are massive. What's the actual blueprint then? How do you thrive? The sources seem to point to a few key areas, starting with our own mindset.
Yes, arguably the most powerful tool we have, developing a positive mindset, is foundational.
How does that work in practice?
Well, when you view stressful situations not as this, insurmountable threat, but maybe as an opportunity to showcase your skills.
Okay.
You immediately reduce the emotional toll. Think about times you succeeded under pressure before. Visualize yourself doing it again. It's like, mentally rehearsing a performance.
Like athletes do.
Exactly like athletes do. And expanding on that, a key strategy is actively reframing challenges.
Reframing.
So instead of seeing a tight deadline as, a career-ending catastrophe.
Which is easy to do sometimes.
Totally. Try to see it as, say, a puzzle to solve. Or a chance to really demonstrate your capabilities under pressure. This positive outlook, it fundamentally shifts your energy. It equips you better.
Okay, puzzle solving. I like that. And the visualization part.
Really powerful. Mentally rehearse your actions. Envision successfully completing that project, overcoming the challenges. It can significantly cut down anxiety and build genuine confidence. It's almost like pre-programming your brain for success.
That really does reframe the whole approach. But let's be real. Is it easy to just reframe challenges when you're feeling genuinely overwhelmed? Are there specific practices the sources suggest to make that mental shift more accessible in the moment?
It definitely takes practice, no question. But a crucial practical step is gaining control through organization and time management.
The practical stuff.
Prioritizing and planning ahead is absolutely key. Using tools maybe like the Eisenhower matrix. Sorting tasks by urgent versus important.
Right, the 4 quadrants.
That can help you regain a sense of control. And think about proactively preparing for peak workloads. Identify your crunch times before they hit.
Be proactive, not reactive.
Exactly. Then you can delegate, maybe outsource some tasks, optimize your workflow ahead of time. Learning the art of time management is just fundamental.
Where do you start with that?
Analyze how you actually spend your time now. Look for inefficiencies. Try techniques like, say, the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes focused work, 5-minute break.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Or time blocking specific periods for specific tasks. That helps avoid that last-minute cramming stress. And don't underestimate micro goals. Break those huge, daunting projects into smaller, manageable objectives.
Makes it feel less overwhelming.
Way less. And each little win builds momentum, builds motivation. Finally, organize your thoughts and your environment. A cluttered desk, disorganized digital files, that adds to mental clutter.
Guilty as charged sometimes.
We all are. Keep both organized, label files clearly, make information instantly accessible. It saves so much time and mental energy when you're under pressure.
And central to managing our work is, managing ourselves, right? The sources were really emphatic about self-care, not a luxury.
No, absolutely. The bedrock of sustainable high performance. An active lifestyle, a balanced diet, enough sleep, they don't just make you feel better. They directly enhance your energy, your focus, your overall resilience.
And simple things, like taking breaks.
Huge difference. Incorporating stress-reducing activities like yoga, meditation, or even just a quick walk during a break. What do the sources say about neglecting those basics?
They say it's like trying to run a marathon on an empty tank. Burnout is almost inevitable.
Exactly. Which is why setting clear boundaries is also vital.
Boundaries, like this.
Firm work-life boundaries. Maybe not checking emails outside of work hours. If you work from home, having a designated workspace, don't blur those lines too much.
Easier said than done sometimes in a hybrid world.
True, but crucial. And remember to take mindful breaks, even just a few minutes, maybe deep breathing or stretching. It prevents that mental fatigue and brings back energy and focus.
So how can we actively, engage in those mindful moments, especially when the pressure is really building?
You can practice deep breathing and mindfulness just to stay calm and grounded. Techniques like the 4-7-8 breathing.
Inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8.
That's the one. It can actually activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural calming response.
Interesting.
Or just focus on your senses for a moment. What can you see, hear, smell, taste, feel right now? It helps ground you, keeps the worries from spiraling.
Good tip. And beyond self-care.
Every challenging situation is a learning opportunity. Treat setbacks not as failures, but as valuable data points.
Data points, okay.
Nobody gets it right all the time. After something tough, ask yourself, okay, what can I learn from this? Or what adjustments can I make for next time?
Learning from mistakes.
And another really powerful insight from the sources: focus on what you can control.
Not what you can't.
Exactly. We waste so much energy worrying about things beyond our influence. Instead, channel that energy into variables you control: your attitude, the quality of your work, how you respond. It helps you regain a huge sense of agency, reduces that feeling of helplessness.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So moving from individual habits, the sources also consistently highlight another crucial element for resilience: understanding our own emotional landscape.
Yes, emotional intelligence, or EI.
And its direct relationship with resilience. The research shows a clear link, right? Higher EI, greater resilience, lower EI.
Diminishes that capacity. The connection is strong.
So what exactly is emotional intelligence in this context? It's the term people throw around a lot.
At its core, it's the ability to recognize your own emotions and the emotions of others,
Okay.
and then to skillfully use that emotional information for problem solving. It's about understanding the causes and effects of emotions and managing them effectively.
And there's a model for this.
Often described with 4 branches. Emotion perception, just accurately recognizing emotions, maybe from body language or tone. Emotional facilitation of thought, using emotions to help you think and solve problems. Emotional understanding, knowing how emotions change, their consequences. And finally, emotional regulation, managing your own emotions effectively.
And the benefits of having high EI.
Pretty significant.
Mm-hmm.
Better decision-making, greater flexibility. It tends to foster optimism, confidence, trust, cooperation, all things that directly contribute to better stress management and, a higher quality of life overall.
So EI is clearly vital for managing ourselves internally. But how does it play out in our interactions with others, especially when things get stressful?
It's absolutely crucial for building and maintaining strong relationships and effective communication. Establishing a strong support system, for instance, is immensely valuable.
Your network.
Exactly. Surrounding yourself with colleagues, mentors, friends who can offer advice, encouragement, or just, a listening ear. Social support is a powerful buffer against stress.
And quality over quantity.
Often, yes. The quality of those relationships matters more than just having lots of contacts. It's also about learning to communicate effectively, especially under pressure.
Because stress makes communication harder.
Easily leads to breakdowns. You need to aim for a clear, concise, assertive communication. And knowing when to ask for help or delegate when you're feeling overwhelmed, that's a sign of emotional strength, not weakness.
Using I statements helps there too, I imagine.
Definitely. Expressing the impact on you without placing blame. I feel overwhelmed when, rather than, you're overloading me.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And what about empathy? How does our own empathy play into this, both for ourselves and connecting with others?
Yeah, the sources make an interesting distinction here. There's empathetic concern, things like compassion, warmth for others. That actually improves your stress resilience. But then there's empathetic distress, feeling discomfort or anxiety because you're witnessing someone else's negative experience. That can actually diminish your resilience.
So how you channel your empathy matters.
It really does. And social competence generally plays a huge role. Being able to build and maintain those strong social networks is protective.
Any other connection points?
Another key insight is about using your strengths. When your work aligns with what you're naturally good at and what gives you purpose,
It energizes you.
genuinely fuels your energy. This practice, sometimes called job crafting, becomes a really powerful motivator when you're under pressure.
Finding meaning in the work itself.
Exactly. And just to echo the point again, asking for help when you need it is critical. It shows self-awareness and a commitment to getting things done well, rather than just burning out trying to do it all alone.
Okay, so we've covered individual strategies, mindset, EI, connections. Now let's shift focus a bit. Beyond the individual, how can leaders and organizations actually build a resilient culture?
This is so important.
Because the sources emphasize that focusing only on fixing the individual, like those yoga classes we mentioned, can miss the bigger picture, right?
Absolutely. It can ignore underlying systemic issues like chronic work overload or job insecurity. Leaders play such a critical role in fostering team resilience by tackling these broader issues.
Yeah. What should leaders be doing?
Well, first, they need to address uncertainty, communicate clearly, regularly, consistently about challenges and how those challenges impact their teams.
No sugarcoating, but clarity.
Exactly. Avoid ambiguity, even in small things. Anxiety thrives in uncertainty. The message needs to be something like, okay, we're heading into something tough, but we are going into it together.
Unity and transparency.
Yes. And leaders need to get creative about work overload.
How so?
Maybe negotiate workloads with their bosses, pitch for additional staff if needed, balance tasks more effectively across the team, rotate people out of constantly high-stress assignments, and crucially, ensure people can truly unplug when they're off.
Protecting downtime.
Essential. Also, leaders need to actively encourage inclusion.
Inclusion, meaning
Proactively looking out for team members who might be getting excluded or cut off in discussions, fostering genuine connections and friendships within the team, maybe through regular one-on-ones where they specifically check in on team dynamics, not just tasks.
So it's really not just about individual toughness, but creating this environment where resilience can actually grow and flourish. What does that organizational responsibility look like more broadly?
It comes down to creating a culture of psychological safety.
Psychological safety, key term.
Absolutely. It means leaders need to model resilient behavior themselves, yes, but also provide real resources access to mental health support, ensuring workloads are genuinely manageable.
Walking the talk.
And communicating openly, valuing people through check-ins, development opportunities, recognition. It's about showing people they matter.
And the hybrid workplace fits into this.
The sources suggest it can significantly boost organizational resilience. We saw that during the pandemic's forced shift, right?
Yeah.
That flexibility helps people do their best work and live their best lives, which feeds resilience.
Flexibility is a resilience booster.
Definitely. And it's so crucial to keep hammering this home. Resilience is a learnable, trackable skill. It's not fixed.
You mentioned growth potential earlier.
Yeah, research shows individuals can grow their resilience by as much as 125% with just a few months of the right coaching and support.
125%, that's amazing.
It shows it's worth investing in. But there's an important caution from our sources, too. Avoid the resilience traps.
Traps, like what?
Well, a blind focus on just toughness can unintentionally encourage people to tolerate toxic workplaces. Just grit your teeth and bear it.
Right, which isn't healthy.
Not at all. And the other trap is toxic positivity.
Ah, the good vibes only approach.
Exactly. Forcing a positive spin on every single problem that actually damages psychological safety because people don't feel safe expressing valid concerns or negative emotions. True resilience acknowledges all emotions, the good and the bad. And it demands that organizations address systemic issues, not just put the burden of adaptation entirely on individuals.
Okay, that's a really crucial distinction. So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? It seems the core idea is that thriving under pressure isn't about somehow avoiding stress altogether.
Impossible anyway.
Right. It's about developing the skills to navigate it effectively, both personally and collectively within our teams and organizations. We've unpacked a lot. Individual strategies like mindset and organization, the huge role of emotional intelligence and social connection, and the really profound responsibilities of leaders and organizations in building a truly resilient culture.
And reinforcing that, remember, resilience isn't some fixed destination you arrive at. It's a continuous journey. It's about learning, adapting.
Small steps.
Built on small, consistent actions. So I'd really encourage you, listening now, just pick one or two strategies from everything we discussed, something that really resonated, and just try applying it with patience.
Patience is key.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you go about your week, maybe consider this final provocative thought. What small, consistent action will you take, starting now, to actively build your own resilience? How can you turn a potential obstacle into a genuine opportunity for growth?
That's the challenge.
And we really encourage you to revisit this deep dive whenever you face new pressures or challenges. Hopefully you feel like you now have a pretty comprehensive toolkit at your disposal.